everybody. Today my cousin Danny is over at my house and I'm putting together some dinner for us. Figuring out a way to use some leftovers that I made from last night, some Chinese food. Soy glazed chicken with broccoli and white rice. So I figured for today we would kind of liven the dish up, create a new dish by making a fried rice with the leftover chicken, broccoli, and rice. Add some kielbasa sausage to it, some toasted tortilla bits, some kimchi, and a little of this spinach artichoke parmesan to give kind of a saltiness, because the food didn't come out as seasoned as I would have liked last night. So we'll give it a shot and we'll see how it goes. Right now we are just trying to get some color on this kielbasa, like that piece right there. While we're doing that, the kielbasa will also render some of its fat. You may have noticed I didn't start with too much oil in the beginning, but just a little bit to give it somewhere to go. And that fat is going to render out and add some additional flavors to our fried rice. So we'll let that go while we come here. Here is my soy glazed chicken with broccoli. Tortilla strips that are going to get crispy along with that kielbasa. I'll add those in just a moment. We have some basmati rice is what I have, so that's what I used yesterday. And then at the very end, so we don't cook it too much, we'll add this kimchi, which is one of my favorite Korean ingredients. It's a fermented cabbage. It's a little bit spicy. It adds kind of a fermented, salty bite to the dish. And like I mentioned earlier, this dish did not come out as salty as I would have liked yesterday. So I'm going to kind of make it perfect with the addition of the salt from the kielbasa and the salt from the kimchi. Look at that. That's exactly what we want. Brown food means more flavor. And also these tortilla strips are going to crisp up. Non-traditional in fried rice, but it's traditional in our fried rice tonight. And that kielbasa is getting nice and golden brown and crisp. Let that go a little bit. Just loosening up the soy glazed chicken. I have some boneless, skinless chicken breast that I cubed up, dredged in rice flour, which is often used in Japanese or Chinese cooking to give a crispy texture and to help thicken sauce. Then we added some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, some sesame oil, and some honey. And then I added that to the stir-fried broccoli that I stir-fried with garlic, ginger, and green onions. Basmati rice is just cooked in water, salt, a little bit of oil. And then we'll see how our kielbasa is doing and whether or not we're ready to add our chicken and broccoli. Alright, you can see our bread is crisping up nicely. And we're just doing this to, the kielbasa is already fully cooked, but we're just doing it to add some texture so that there's something soft, something crunchy, something chewy. Makes the food a lot more interesting that way. And it's like creating a whole new dish. I'm gonna go in with our chicken and broccoli. We may add a little bit of water. Just to create more of a sauce. And I want to make sure I'm scraping up all that deliciousness with the garlic and the ginger and the green onions. Yep, so I can already tell I'm going to need some water. Smells really good. I know a lot of us are not going out to eat as much. My Chinese takeout place is not open as much as it used to be, so I'm making my own Chinese here at home. I'm going to go ahead and add a touch of salt. I also like a lot of black pepper, one of my best friends in cooking. Cannot cook without black pepper. Alright, so we'll just let that, you can see the rice flour is thickening up the water. The rice flour that was coated on the chicken is already thickening up the water that I added. So we're making kind of like a sauce. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit. Everything's fully cooked. We're just heating everything through. And then we have a little bit of sauce left. I'm going to go ahead and add my rice. We'll add it a little bit at a time. Of course, fried rice is one of the popular dishes in almost all the Asian restaurants. Chinese, Thai, Korean, Vietnamese, they each kind of have their own version. Now I'm going to turn my heat back up a little bit just to crisp up some of that rice. This is like a Parmesan cream kind of sauce. We're using it to add some salt. And at the very end, we'll add the kimchi. My favorite thing about cooking would have to be, you know, everyone has to eat. So, and we need food to survive. You can live without music, but you can't live without food. So my favorite part about cooking is that it brings it brings an essential, it's a necessity for people, and it helps bring people together. It helps people feel good. I don't know of anyone who is ever able to eat while they're in a bad mood or angry. It's hard to eat angrily, I think. And I also think a lot of the world's problems could be solved if we just bring people around the dinner table. Kimchi is also really good on a burger. It takes it to the next level.